Now the greasing. I prepare the grease usually in a pot, a small glass or whatever. For this video I will prepare it here so you can see. You can use different greases. This is a generic grease for bearings, a yellow one. I have a more expensive white lithium grease. This one is very sticky and gummy. Both will work. Not such a big difference actually between them. What I do is I dilute them a little bit because it's easier to apply. And when it is diluted, it's easier to put the correct amount. Usually I think people overdo the greasing, too much grease. This I think will be more or less enough for this Helios. To this one I will add a drop or two of oil, fine oil, and I also like this one, the chrome oil. I think it's made in Canada. It's oil, it's a kind of WD-40, but it doesn't have any acid inside, so it's said to be better. Okay, let's add a drop of oil, almost two, it's okay, and then you just prepare your mix. It's still a little bit too dense, so add another one. It's more or less okay. Oops, this will be more than enough. I think the paper is actually taking in a little bit of oil. It's okay. As I said, you do this in a glass or pot or whatever. Okay, now that I have more or less the mixing that I want, I start to grease the threads. I nicely spread it around as much as I can. I tend to apply more grease at the start of the thread, because the ring, it will actually push it forward. And also this way the infinity focus is, if it's not even, the infinity focus it will be a little bit softer, which I think is actually better. Okay, let's see. Set 1-2 o'clock. Okay, this is actually more than enough. Let's see if I got the position right. Yes, I did. This is actually more than enough. This one doesn't need to have a lot of friction, so I put back on the screw and grease this one. Leave this one with little resistance, because the part that we're going to put and grease, the back ring with the mount, is the one that will actually give us more friction, because as this one rotates, this one gets pulled up back and forth, and this is actually where more friction is. You can also grease and add a little bit of grease on the focusing thread later. It's very easy, actually just remove the focusing ring and you have access to it. Same if you find it a little bit too stiff, you can add a few drops of oil and make it a little bit softer. Okay, let's grease this one. Actually, I'll put a little bit more of oil and leave this one softer. I think you all get sucked in by the cord. It's okay. Just apply a little bit of grease on the brush and grease the inside of the groove. Okay. It's also good to grease a little bit the inside of this ring, and especially, hope you see it, the groove for the screw. You can actually put some very old sticky grease, if you can recycle the old grease from the lens and put it here. This is good if it has, it's better if it has some sticky dense grease, because there is some play, usually there is, in between the groove and the screw head. The sticky dense grease will dampen it a little bit. So just slightly grease the walls. As you can see, small amount of grease. Time to put this on. Gently find the thread, find the groove. Okay, you can already test a little bit how it goes. This works okay. Do not forget to grease this part. As it will actually does push toward the ring as you focus. Okay. You can now test before you put back the screws to the exact position which I'll show you in the next video. You can test how the focusing works. Okay, the most difficult part, putting back this ring in the correct position. Focus, turn the ring to the minimum focusing distance, and now we have to mark the position of this recession, depression for the screw, which is more or less here. It is also on this copy, in this lens aligned to f11. Okay, so let's do it. Put on the ring. At the end can be quite hard to tighten, so you can use again the spanner, but always be careful not to overdo it, because you can damage that screw Okay, as you can see, it goes fairly well in place. It's missing just a little bit, so let's tighten it a little bit. Let's see, sorry for the nose or whatever you see. Let's see if I can find the recession through one of the holes. I think it should be pretty okay. Let's see. Put a little bit of grease on the tip of the screwdriver and pick up this needle screw. Okay, the screw must go inside completely. If it sticks out, it will touch the focusing ring. Okay, you put the two other screws and you've done with this difficult part.